So now we would request our next speaker to come onto the stage, Mr. Sudhanshu Mani, ex-project director, Train 18, Integral Coach Factory, Indian Railways, to grace the dais and share his immense experience. He has had over 36 years of experience in the Indian Railways, and he has been working in various aspects of the railways. The recent one, Train 18, Vande Bharat Express, has caught the attention of the whole country because this is the first time the rolling stack project of this magnitude was done, from concept to manufacturing entirely in India. Request you to please put your hands together for our next speaker, Mr. Sudhanshu Mani.
Gentlemen, hello. Yeah. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to tell you the story of the first indigenous semi-high-speed train set of India. This was a homegrown product, the first time a railway vehicle, from concept to design to engineering, to manufacture, to validation and testing, was done entirely in the country. This is not the story of one man, but the story of a dedicated team which has tried to show that we in India can do it as well. I come to you as a railwayman for life. Indian Railways have a history and legacy of 170 years, a lot of romance. You know, the fight for the window seat as the magic of India and the marvel of Indian way of life passed you by. Lifeline of the nation, as they say. But I'm not here, I love it, but I'm not here to tell you about the romance of Indian Railways. I'm here to tell you about something else, which I'm sure you have also wondered. But first of all, not a great project manager, neither a great speaker, so I turned for some advice. But first of all, as a railwayman, I have the inherent right to be derailed. I'll try some humor, and there's no option to go long and winding because Mr. Sriram, he has told me that I have all of 30 minutes. So all this advice is ignored. One question which I always wondered all my life, before I joined railways and later, was why is it that our trains look the same for last 50, 60 years? Am I right? More or less, yes. But I'll come to that question. In August of 2016, I came up to become a general manager in railways, and I requested for, and I was posted as the general manager of Integral Coach Factory, Chennai. This is a factory set up in 1950s under a vision to make India self-reliant, and in this case, a factory to make coaches of current technology. Since then, the factory in last 60, 70 years has come a long way in terms of numbers, more of the same, if not in variety. It holds the world record for making nearly 60,000 coaches till now, which no factory in the world has done. But that's the point. You have clapped, thank you for that, but more of the same. The vision remained a dream because matching action did not exist. And I'll tell you why. In 1950s, Chow and Lai from China had come to ICF, and when the factory was just set up, and he said that this was a place all Orient should be proud of. And I would like Chinese engineers to come and learn how to make coaches. And look where we are today. There's a beeline, they have left us far behind, and there's a beeline to go to China to learn every aspect of railway technology. Why not? Why the same train year after year? Why not a train set modern with, if not high speed, at least medium high speed with better aesthetics? I'll come to that later once again. When I landed in ICF, I found that the staff, I found a great team of officers, fortunate that I got them, had a great design and engineering staff team, which was with ennui written all over their face because of more of the same. They had a certain technical chutzpah, if I can say, an audacity to try something new, and they were waiting for an opportunity to do that. Using some simple leadership principles like empathy, ideation, shedding protocol and hierarchy. For Indian Railways is a very feudal organization with stifling bureaucracy. More openness, welcoming ideation, recognizing those who worked and contributed, and actually coming down hard on those who didn't. We were able to make some headway. One example, in the main admin block, foyer, there was a corner where the janitor used to keep all the brooms and buckets. You would find it in any government office. We also had that. We converted it into a family tree with 11,000 faces, which you can't see here, but those small dots are faces. Nobody bigger, nobody smaller. And simple measures like this started to help. And we were making some headway. In a matter of 1.5 to 2 years, there was an exponential growth in production, more of the same again, but all the same, and we became, when we made 2,503 coaches, we thought we had become the biggest factory in the world, because the Chinese company data was not very public. But last year, when we made 3,262 coaches, we became the biggest factory in the world by a big margin. It's the only factory through some scale installation of solar power, and perhaps one of the few in India which is totally carbon negative. The renewable energy generated by us is less than the power consumed by us. That is 12.5 megawatt consumption, and we produce more than 12.5 megawatt. Not very modern, but it is one of the cleanest factory and colony of 3,200 houses in Chennai. Picasso has said that art is a way of washing away the dust of everyday life from your soul. And I thought, we as engineers lack, we know 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, which it is not in life, to use creative art as a way towards motivation and engineering creation. So we had art galleries, and the entire factory with scrap turned into sculpture and murals, with everyone participating People wondered if it was a factory in an art gallery or an art gallery in a factory. If you've read Hamlet, you would remember, "Frailty, thy name is woman." Most of you would not agree with me, I'm sure, and I don't too. We found a way, first of all, to tackle any case of sexual harassment, because any place which does not respect women or treats both gender as equal is not going anywhere. So my simple principle was, any complaint against anyone of a gender bias, I would sack that person the same day. This is government. I said, I don't need evidence. I'm not the Supreme Court judge. I'm an administrator. Let that guy, informally I would determine if the complaint was genuine, then such a person would not find a place in the factory. And I said it's the same day, and I did it to 4 guys in 2.5 years. There were some women, about 1,500 of them in the factory, given subservient minor roles. Even qualified welders and fitters would only assist. They came to me and said, "We want to make our own gang. We'll make a coach on our own." I said, "But that's like segregation." They said, "No, this is empowerment." 30 women who were dressed like airline pilots, they started making, with a lady supervisor, an entire coach on their own. And believe me, their outturn, their production was a shade better than that of experienced men. Wean away from TV and video games. Well, we make coaches, we had a budget, and we were in a big city. But in 2.5 years, we had only the second floodlit cricket ground of Chennai, only the second floodlit AstroTurf hockey ground of Chennai, the best air-conditioned indoor stadium of Chennai, and so many others, so many tennis, basketball courts and volleyball. And why? Not because we are going to produce some world champions in Chennai, but to give something to the city. Because physical fitness and sports come next for social interaction, rejuvenation of the soul. And we were able to do a little bit towards getting out of the shackles of more of the same. And since it's not the main purpose of my talk, I'll just show you some pictures of the type of coaches that we were able to build in those. A simple thing like a continuous window in an AC coach with no other change made it look so different. Coming to what's a modern train set. So you're familiar with a train. A train is a number of coaches with a locomotive at one end or both the ends, and they get attached or detached based on requirement, midway, at the destination, for maintenance, for passenger amenity, and so on. But a modern train set is one in which all the coaches are permanently coupled, and there are no locomotives. All the equipment that locomotive has is put on the train itself, for powering, for air conditioning, for lighting, and what have you. And the entire space on board, from one cab to another, is available for passengers. It has many advantages. Can you run the video? Simple example is reversal. It doesn't need any attachment, detachment, and it reverses itself. Because you can pack so much of equipment, you can pack more power, it can go faster, and it has faster acceleration, and with all that space, you can pack equipment to make it much better deceleration as well. As you can see, one cab to another, you can go in this train and you'll not feel that you're crossing one coach to another with wide gangway and so much of space. So the question, and this is the trend world over for the last 30 years, nobody makes passenger trains of this speed or higher speed with locomotives. Everyone makes train sets. And ours is perhaps the highest or second highest railway with passenger operation. Very high in freight but as well as passenger. So it makes sense to go for such trains, faster trains with higher speeds, so you can pack more trains in the same section, or you can make your trains more punctual. But why? For 30 years, we did not till 2016 had a single train set. The answer, I'm sorry, is not very complimentary to Indian Railways. The answer is this: departmental wrangling, turf war. Now there's a department which maintains the coaches. There's another one which maintains the locomotives because they get maintained separately. And now everything is on one. So who's going to own it? Who's going to maintain this train? Who will be the father of this train? And we keep fighting about it for 25, 30 years and let the requirement of the country go to hell. And then, of course, there was a lobby which wanted to import. Import had its own benefits, which I need not spell out here. But there was another lobby which didn't want train sets, so they were not letting it happen. They were trying for the last 7, 8 years to import, and that's exactly where we were. This was the time now, because mine was the lone voice. I'd say this internecine warfare is not going to get you anywhere. You can delay it, but it will come one day. Why not sit down and solve this problem? But mine was perhaps a lone voice, and if I may so, a kind of a dream to build this train, because I knew that we were capable to do it. To do anything anywhere, gentlemen, can I ask you a question? To do anything anywhere, what is it that you require first and foremost? Can somebody help me here? There's no hard and fast answer. Every answer is going to be a good answer. Sir? Will. Absolutely. Anything else? Motivation. Determination, you said? Cooperation of people, of course. Attitude. As I said, all these are absolutely necessary, no doubt about it. But the one I would like to tell you is very simple. You must love what you do. Even if your job is to sell Pepsi Cola like Indra Nui, you must love to sell Pepsi Cola. That's how you're going to be great at it. And it follows that then you have to love your people. Empathy, it comes from there. Human resource is your primary resource. You can talk about every other resource in your project management, which I'm not even qualified to talk about. But I do know that unless your human resource is with you, you're not going anywhere. There's a poet in Muradabad, Jigar Muradabadi, who said, "Is lafz se mohabbat ka adna sa fasana hai." The story of this word love is very small. इस लफ्ज़ से मोहब्बत का अदना सा फसाना है, सिमटे तो दिले आशिक और फैले तो ज़माना है. If it shrinks, is the heart of a lover, but if it expands, it is the world. You may say that it's perhaps I'm offline as far as project management is concerned, but believe me, this is the only thing I started with. All of us are worried about, as citizens, so many things. Ye kaam nahi karta, wo kharab, nothing works, everything is bad. Our circle of concern is so big. But what about our little circle of influence? Are we doing enough there? I have to resort to my uncles in poetry, including Shakespeare. because superior intelligence is always better. एक शेर है कि शिकवा जुल्मत शब्द से कहीं बेहतर होता. Complaining about darkness is not good enough. It's much better that शिकवा जुल्मत शब्द से कहीं बेहतर होता अपने हिस्से की एक शमा जलाते जाते. That you light the candle of your own. And here I was on the right ground. I had no excuse now. It was now or never to light the candle of my dream. Talking of dreams, we are told that we must follow our dream all our life. Well, that's easier said than done because you have to look after yourself first. They are bread and butter issues. I would say, never let the dream die. Let that fire of your dream keep burning within you. And you never know when the opportunity will present itself to you to realize that dream. And that's what actually happened to me when I went to ICF, saw this great team, raring to go, a great platform, the biggest factory in the world, great opportunity, fortune, vision, of course, I had that. But obviously there were challenges, and that perhaps is a little bit of wisdom that I can share with you in any project management. Well, these doubts. Doubt number one, you may be a general manager, you may have great financial, you can spend crores and crores, but you still need a sanction from the ministry. Yeah, I'm your leader, I'm going to Delhi, I'm going to get you this sanction. So I put up a proposal to board, railway board, skepticism, greed, negativity, derision, seen as a roadblock for import. यहाँ तक कि ये चले आए सालों बाद ये कहते हैं बनाएंगे और पब्लिसिटी चाहिए इनको, what not. Fortunately, the chairman of the railway board had worked with me, so I find that nothing's moving. I go to him and I asked him, do you think I and my team can deliver this? He says, yes, I think you can, but the other members of the board are holding me back. I said, let them import what they want. Give me 2 train sets, 200 crores at less than half the cost at which they are going to import. 1/3 of the cost. Just give me that. And when I saw him wavering, this was the time. Ladies and gentlemen, your vanity is going to be killed someday by somebody. It's always better to kill it yourself. Was the time for me to kill my vanity? And there I was. So not leaving your, aapke pair nahi chhodne wala till you give me the sanction. Same day I got the sanction, I took the next flight, I was in Chennai, sitting with my team, which was already choosing itself, was already getting excited that we are on the brink of doing something remarkable. But it's the first time we are going to do something like this. We'll spend, 200 crores or something, and what if the train goes kaput? It doesn't work. Our doubts are traitors which make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. I said, we had a great poet here, went to Pakistan though, गिरते हैं शहसवार ही मैदान जंग में, वो तिफल क्या गिरे जो घुटनों के बल चले. From today, your days of your crawling on your feet are over. You are also like a mounted soldier in this battle, and we will together make a train which India has never seen, and it is going to be entirely our own. It will be the fastest train to run in India, and if it does so, if it succeeds, the credit is all yours. If we fail, well, I am on the verge of retirement. I have 21 months to go. What can they do to me? All the discredit can come to me, I don't mind. And we'll follow some simple credo. Just connect. The team was choosing itself. Be generous with praise with your colleagues, your seniors, your juniors. Absolutely generous. Don't skimp on that. And don't look for excuses. You're doing it for the first time. You fail once. Every failure is going to be a learning to do better. You'll be a better engineer. Because I'm sorry about this, but anyway, the fault, as you say, at times is worse than the excuse. Well, these are simple things, but these people of Chennai, they really picked it up, and without them, nothing would have been possible. Their response was something which was God-given to me, and that's why I keep saying I was so fortunate. Next challenge was, how were we going to do it? You've heard of transfer of technology. In my lexicon, this is an oxymoron. All these 70 years, every single rolling stock is a vehicle, a locomotive or a coach. I can tell you Alco from America, EMD from America, ABB from Europe, Hitachi from Japan, Gottwald Crane from Germany, and so on. Everything has come under a technology transfer contract where you order on a multinational, you get certain numbers, then you get knockdown kits, you assemble them, then you start making them through the documents they have given you and the training that they have given you. After 3-4 years, and even after 15-20 years of the contract, you're still not able to make your vehicle as good as what you got. So what's the use of this technology? Transfer. For technology is not just a set of documents, drawings, specifications, test plans, process sheets, vendor approval protocols, or all these documents are good. Transferred to you with training. But technology is created. Technology is developed. And it lives in the heart and the mind of the developer. Can you transfer that? Can you transfer that? You are getting educated by somebody sitting on a higher pedestal, and I'm not blaming them. You get some know-how, practically no know-why. So I said, come on, you have learned through these so-called technologies all these years. We are going to make this project entirely on our own. We are going to design this train here from concept to the end, entirely our own. We are not going to depend on anybody on long-distance calls and delivering and then meetings and so on. It will be entirely our own. Easier said than done. They all said yes, excited, very good. But again, my uncle Shakespeare has said, it's no use being a foolish wise person. It's better to be a wise fool. We would be the wise fool. We made a matrix. In a train design, we have 12 core items. Where are we that we think we are lacking? We decided in 3 areas we needed hand-holding. We are not there. We have consultants in Europe who do design for all the rolling stock majors. And I knew about them. Said, we'll engage consultants. The consultant has no stake in future supplies. They only want to deliver a good design. That's it. End of matter. We'll engage with them. And they will sit with our designers, through video conferencing or actual meeting or what have you every day, every single line that they draw, every single word that they write in their specification would be done along with our staff. So they know exactly why something was being done in a certain manner. And in the end, the entire IPR and the entire know-why of the project would lie with us. This would be... And we would engage very capable companies for bought-out items, Indian companies, again to be a part of this design team, and this would be the project model, and we will go entirely on our own. And this made them more excited, as I can say, because they had that zing in them. So somebody said, it's all good so far, and we are in April 17, you are retiring in December of 2018, all high-sounding words have been delivered by you. Normally a rolling stock project, from the LOA, here the LOA was upon us itself, takes about 36 to 42 months from LOA to turn out of the prototype. And we have 21 months, so you will retire, go home, and the next leader would say, why are you deviating from more of the same? Let's make 4,000 coaches, but why this risky project? So we would be left stranded midway. I said, yes, that's a problem. What we'll do is, our minds are not yet developed as the Western mind as far as technology is concerned, but we are still Indians and we work hard. We can work like donkeys. गधों की तरह काम कर सकते हैं और गधों की तरह काम करेंगे दिन रात 24/7. We will do our meetings with these Europeans, consultants, at the time of their shooting at night. From now on, there is no rest for all of you. You agree? They said, yes, we all agree. And that's why, to make sure that the train goes out in 2018 itself, from the gates of ICF, we are going to call it Train 18. And to remind everyone, it will help, because they know the train is not going out if it doesn't go out before 31st of December 2018. Rest, ladies and gentlemen, is in a way all matter of detail. I just told them, through my uncle once again, that if you have your purpose, courage and valor, this is the time to show it, and you have 21 months to show it. They worked really hard, roadblocks, hitches and glitches, but a solution there itself. A lot of synergy built between ICF and all the vendors who had their design part, because brake system, propulsions, these are major equipment to go in a train. Fights, but solutions all the same. Some buzz was going around in the country that something is happening at Integral Coach Factory, something started coming out in media, and we became apprehensive because after all, this was something we were attempting, and we were afraid of derision to some extent. We would hold meetings.
Yes, we at ICF ceaselessly adapt to passengers'
No voice, no sound. You can run it without mute. Yeah. So we would hold meetings, not in air-conditioned chambers, but right where the manufacture was going on in two different divisions. First the shell, and then it's taken to the furnishing factory, furnishing, and there were a whole lot of suppliers and their team working along with this. This was like a circus of some 12, 15 major vendors were working together. And manufacturer did not wait for designs, the manufacturing designs to get ready. This was made simultaneously. As the drawings got ready, immediately the manufacturing was started. We made shortcuts, which I'm sure a very established car builder would never do, but there was no other way we were going to turn out this train in 18 months. Well, in the end, on 27th of October 2018, the train was unveiled in an atmosphere in Integral Coach Factory which we had never seen in any factory before, because every single worker, and not every single worker alone, all the people who had learned about it in the media, public, they thought it was something of their own. And we thought we were just building a train. I mean, what's so great about building a train? But this was becoming something which people thought was a product of our own, which gave us pride. It went out for testing, a series of RDSO safety and roadworthiness testing. And sometime early December, the final test above 180 kilometers per hour was held, and the results we got from the tests were best ever. It was inaugurated as a Vande Bharat Express between Delhi and Varanasi on 17th February 2019. And it has done more than 6 months, 7 months of service with not a single failure till date. This has, including all the imported rolling stock or whatever rolling stock we ever made, this kind of trouble-free service. And that too without any field evaluation, because I had retired and it became a political issue to turn out the train quickly. It was put in service without any field evaluation. Still, there has not been a single cancellation of train service with one rake and no spare rake so far, which came only in April. I had this message, not so much of project management, only of leadership, with a dedicated team. And when you have pride and empathy and a sense of purpose, I guess you can do a little bit better than what you are capable of. Thank you very much. Is my bag there? So we have 2 minutes, no? I'll give a book to Shri. Sure.
An eye opener. हम हो गए आपकी सुनकर फिदा, लेकिन वक्त कम है, क्या करें? Ladies and gentlemen, another big round of applause. May I call upon Mr. Krishna Kumar, President, Kerala Chapter of PMI, to kindly honor Mr. Sudhanshu. And the event management, please come along. Thank you. All right.
I'll just take 30 seconds. I want to express my gratitude to Mr. Sriram and his team for a wonderful seminar, one of the best I've ever attended. And I'm not no engineer, no project manager, but I have some rudimentary love for art and greenery. So I've written 5 books, 4 on art and 1 on greenery. One of my latest books, which I wrote in ICF, about my experimentation of visual art in an industrial purlieus. I would like to present one of these books to Mr. Sriram, if he can step here, please.
It doesn't surprise us you have written so many books.